It's homozygous what? From Shruti, you're saying homozygous what? You're mentioning what homozygous? Tall and dwarf. According to you, these are two characters, correct? My dear friend, it is one character which is having two different forms. See, if you try to see this particular tabular form, you try to see this tab, wherein I have written height is the character. Its two forms are here, tall as well as dwarf. Shape is the character. Its two forms are round as well as wrinkled. That means we have taken into consideration not two characters. We have taken into consideration now one character, and that is something pertaining to height of the plant. Correct? So I have to name this cross. How will I write it now? I have taken one character, so I will call it as mono. Next, I am getting a hybrid variety. That is a heterozygous tall. Correct? So I will call this as monohybrid cross. How will I define this monohybrid cross? When one pair of contrasting characters is taken into consideration for a cross. The cross is said to be monohybrid cross. Is it clear now? The cross is said to be monohybrid cross. When one pair of characters is taken into consideration for a cross. Here only character word will give me wrong. I have to mention the word contrasting. Without that, it is having no meaning. The definition gets the meaning only when the word contrasting is present. We have taken two contrasting characters of height. One was tall and one is dwarf. But the character was taken only one, that is height. Correct? So now this particular cross is a monohybrid cross. The question in the paper can come, define monohybrid cross, illustrate your answer with a suitable example. It can come for 3 marks totally. Definition is 1 mark. When one pair of contrasting characters is taken into consideration for a cross, the cross is said to be monohybrid cross. Illustration. In that illustration, when I describe this schematic representation, I get half a mark. I write this schematic presentation, I get another half mark. So whatever is there, the same way I will go on writing it. How it is? Parent P1, pure breeding, homozygous, tall plant, bearing genotype in inverted commas, capital T is crossed with pure breeding or homozygous dwarf plant bearing genotype small t. That is also in so obtained are capital T with a circle as well as small t with a circle. The F1 generation so obtained is homozygous tall. Correct? Bearing the genotype capital T, small t. Am I right? I think I have made some gadbad. Did I say homozygous or did I say heterozygous? It is said to be, I say homozygous. So I am, that word will be what? Heterozygous. Correct? The word will be over here, heterozygous tall. Now this heterozygous tall of the F1 generation is undergoing inbreeding or selfing. The genotype of this we already know, capital T, small t, capital T. Gametes so obtained are capital T with circle, comma, small t with a circle, and capital T with a circle, with a circle. F2 generation shows capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, capital T, small t, small t. So the phenotypic ratio is 3 tall is to 1 dwarf. The genotypic ratio is 1 pure tall, 2 hybrid tall, 1 pure dwarf. Clear? That is something pertaining to monohybrid cross. Now, when I was a student,
मैम मुझे लास्ट स्टेप नहीं समझा, एकदम लास्ट ये पेज का.
Genotypic.
Yes, ma'am.
Genotypic. Okay.
Last one, ma'am.
When you come at my residence, I told you, you're coming and seeing my mama is short, my daddy is tall. Correct? So you come to know my genetic constitution. That there must be some dwarfness character hidden within me. क्योंकि मम्मा इज शॉर्ट तो वो कैरेक्टर किधर ना किधर तो होगा ना मेरे में, भले टॉलनेस डोमिनेटिंग है, बट दैट कैरेक्टर इज देयर हिडन विद इन मी ना. सो व्हेन यू आर स्टडीइंग दैट इन डिटेल्स, that time we call it as a genotypic ratio. You are studying the genetic makeup. When you are studying the genetic makeup of an organism, you call it as a genotype. Phenotype कैसा था हम लोग ने बोला? You are studying the external or the physical characters, जो दिख रहा है आपको. Teacher tall है, teacher short है, she puts a juda, she's having boycott hair, she's having a plait, whatever it is. You know, just describing it externally. That you call it as phenotypic characters. But when you are studying the genetic makeup of that particular organism, that time we call it as genotypic characters or genotype. Correct? Then when you are studying the genotype, I get the genotypic ratio accordingly. If to see, I am getting capital T, small t, sorry, capital T, 1 pure tall, that is homozygous tall.
Yes.
I am getting capital T, small t, heterozygous tall. Small t, capital T, heterozygous tall.
Yes, ma'am.
And then small t, homozygous dwarf. This I can put it in checkerboard. Just see how I am putting it right now. This I can put in checkerboard also. One capital T, small t. Always the male characters will be going horizontally and the female characters going vertically. So capital T, small t. Agreed? If you cross these two, what you'll get in this block? It is capital T, capital T.
Yes, ma'am.
You're tall? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. The second one, capital T, small t. Here, not homozygous, but you're getting hybrid tall or heterozygous tall. Because one is capital and one is, but दिखने में tall है, क्योंकि ये capital T dominating है इसको, so we call it as hybrid tall. Correct? Same way you see second one, capital T, small t. It will be again hybrid tall.
Yes, ma'am.
Now small t. It will be what? Total pure or homozygous dwarf. So this genotypic ratio is there now. 1 pure tall, 2 hybrid tall, 1 pure dwarf. Very clear?
Okay. Yes.
So this is the ratio of the monohybrid cross. Correct? Now, right from when I was a student, I was trying to solve one particular thing which I did not get till this data. I have taken a homozygous. You all have to give me the answer. Huh? You all, the homozygous round seeded plant crossed with homozygous wrinkled seeded plant. Give me the phenotypic as well as the genotypic ratio. Homozygous round seeded plant crossed with homozygous wrinkled seeded plant. एक सीड है जो राउंड है, दूसरा सीड है जो टेढ़ा मेढ़ा है. टेढ़ा मेढ़ा है उसको हम लोग wrinkled बोलते हैं, wrinkled. तो मेरे को इसका phenotypic and genotypic ratio बताना है आपको. मैं बहुत ट्राई किया, मेरे को नहीं मिला अभी तक. फटाफट करके बताओ. Within a fraction of a second you should be able to do it. I was not succeeding, so what? 2 hands working and so many hands working together, definitely you will get the answer immediately. Chalo, mila? How many have started doing it? Nobody? Started? Got the answer? Homozygous round and homozygous wrinkled, when crossed, what you will get the phenotypic and the genotypic ratio in the F2 generation. What have you got in F1 till now? Answers have not come yet. What have you got in F1? What is it? Appearance wise. What will I call it as? Very good. Phenotypic homozygous round is how much? Mahalakshmi, phenotypic homozygous round is how much? No? Nobody? My dear, I was supposed to do it very fast. Mohammed Sheikh, yes, very good. That is what? 3 is what? Phenotypic ratio. Very good. Very good, Prachi. मैम सेम रेशियो आया. अच्छा जी, लेकिन इसमें 3 क्या है? राउंड के रिंकल्ड. तीन round and wrinkle will be 1. Automatically got it. What is the genotypic ratio then? Okay, got it. Mahalakshmi, I got that. Genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Gupta sir, I would like to know 1 is what, 2 is what, and 1 is what? Mahalakshmi miss, even the same thing. 1, 2, and 1 is what? I want the specificity over there. 1 is homozygous round, correct? Then need not write homozygous, you can just write homo and hetero, no problem. 2 is hybrid round, very good. And 1 is correct, homozygous wrinkled. So your ratio you got is the same one, that is monohybrid ratio only, phenotypic as well as genotypic. Phenotypic ratio was 3 round is to 1 wrinkled, and genotypic ratio was 1 homozygous round, 2 heterozygous round or hybrid round, and 1 homozygous wrinkled. Correct? No problem till here. So 1:2:1, it is homozygous round or pure round, heterozygous round, and pure wrinkled. and 3:1 is round and wrinkled phenotypic ratio. It's the same like your tall and dwarf. So that means the monohybrid cross you'll are thorough with it now. Agreed? Now, we are going to the next one step further. On the basis of this monohybrid cross, Mendel put forward certain laws. The first law which he put forward was law of dominance. That is, when a character, even if present in single dose, can make its appearance and is capable of suppressing the effect of the next character, then that particular character is said to be a dominating character. So the law came as law of dominance. Here the genetic makeup of the organism could be capital T dash, could be capital R dash, so on and so forth. Means only one capital alphabet is there, then also it will be showing the effect of it. So that is nothing but the law of dominance. He put the second law as law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. What do I mean by this? Law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. This, if you see, one whole generation it was together. Like for example, me, my father is tall, my mama is short. The two characters are together in the entire life of mine. But at the time of production of ova, they are getting segregated. They are getting separated. They remain pure in their form. And that is the reason why we say law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. The two characters here you see were together for the entire life. But when they had to form the gametes, the two gametes were pure in their form. हम लोग ने इधर तो ऐसा नहीं लिखा ना capital T small t, capital T small t. They were two separated out. Therefore, the law came as law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. Now, he took the next one. Can we go ahead or you all are tired? We can go ahead now. It will take some time because I want to do this particular thing so that it is drilled into you all. Should I go ahead or wait for some time? No green signal. Okay. Law of segregation. My dear, I told you these two characters are together. Okay. Let me explain this part and then I'll close it. Here the two characters, that is capital T and small t, are together. Correct for one generation, Mahalakshmi miss? Pay attention. The two characters, capital T and small t, are together for one whole generation. As in simple terms, I'm telling, my father is tall, my mother is short. The two characters, that is tall and dwarf, are with me throughout my life. But when I produce the ova, I am producing the two separate ovas as either a tall ova or the dwarf ova. The same way, when this is separating or when it is producing the gametes will be capital T, small t individually. So even after being together for one whole generation, they were pure in their form. They got segregated. They got separated. And that is nothing but the second law, that is law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. The two characters get separated or the two characters get segregated. Even after being together, they remain pure in their form. That is the second law, that is law of purity of gametes or law of segregation. Is it clear, Miss Mahalakshmi miss? Or yet you want some more clarification? Clear? Okay. Thank you, dear. Now, if possible, we would like to continue tomorrow, if at all sir is arranging a class. Otherwise, whenever it is possible. Okay? But before we go further, you all have to go through all these things. I know I have not done that with you all. Because after doing certain things, only the terminologies will be drilled automatically. I don't want to strain you all. I'm going in a different pattern. Is that clear? I have not done with you all F1 separated here. हम लोग को जैसे जैसे आया हम लोग ने किया है. पहले definition नहीं लिया है. Be careful when you open the text. You will come across those terminologies. I don't want to drill into you all that way right now. Once you have understood the concept, automatically the terminologies will be drilled. Is it clear? Should we end now?
Yeah, ma'am, I ended. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.